Hello everybody, welcome to your weekly shoe news update. We've got a whole bunch of sneaker stories to catch up on today. We're just going to launch straight into it by recapping this week's biggest sneaker releases. And to be honest, as far as I can see, wasn't really that much in the way of big banger releases. Arguably, the Pure Money 3s, probably a shoe that was on your guys' radar. And the good news is, if you did want to come up on these, easy cop. Now, I know I tend to trigger some people when I talk about shoes like these bricking, so let me just qualify this statement nice and early. These have bricked, no doubt about it. And what I mean by brick is they have failed to sell out. They are sitting online in a full size run in most retailers here in the UK. Now, if they have sold out in your village, you don't need to let me know. That's fine. The retro fatigue is real, the price point is too high, and if you have like the white cement 3s from recent times or any of the whole plethora of 3s we've had in recent times, these are very much going to be surplus to requirements. I actually think these will probably end up hitting the end of season sales, so if you didn't need them urgently, I reckon you wait around and you'll be able to come up on these reduced in a few months' time. Also had the release of the Nike Total 90 Shox Magia. Maha Amsterdam and this B-girl here doing this power move here, an absolute air flare, were responsible for launching this shoe. This is a sort of blend of a Nike Shox as well as a footy shoe, an indoor football shoe, Total 90. So yeah, this is pretty much the wave at the moment. Football shoes and Shox, not something that interests me particularly, but yeah, they're out there. Right, so let's crack into some news, and here they are. We knew these were coming. Could have seen this an absolute mile off. The Toro Bravo is coming back next year. Do you guys remember when this shoe dropped? I think it was like 2013. I can actually remember Foot Locker, Oxford Street. Wasn't even a difficult cop, to be honest. A lot of people were down in Nike Town, but I ended up going just down the road to Foot Locker on Oxford Street and yeah, walked in, picked these up. There was a little bit of hype around these at the time, because if you guys remember in that whole 2012, 2013 era, mainly thanks to shoes like the Red Octobers, Independence Day, Air Max 90s, the all red shoe was having a little bit of a moment. You guys might also remember the Raging Bull 5. So yeah, these to me look like that 2013 pair, not the new pair. I'm pretty sure the new pair is going to be coming with the updated shape, so they're not going to look identical to these. But yeah, this is a bit of a hood classic, man. We've also had a look at the Air Jordan 1 Low OG Chicago, which has a release date. The date is November the 15th. And bro, the big swoosh. This is a crazy shoe because thanks to the whole Jordan 1 hype, this shoe went from being a very coppable, easy to acquire shoe, even on sale back in 2016, to commanding crazy resale prices over the past few years. In fact, you could probably find some sales data on StockX showing pairs of these from 2016 selling for up to and over a rack, which is crazy. I do think that when these do come around, November the 15th, there'll definitely be some demand for these. This is arguably the hottest Jordan 1 Low we've had in a minute, apart from like a Travis Scott release or something like that. So they will be popular, but I don't think they'll like sell out in every size and stuff like that. Really nice summer shoes, so yeah, great thing that they are coming out right at the start of winter. Also had a really good look at the Air Jordan 5 Wings, which is a youth-driven program, and it celebrates its 10th anniversary with a special Air Jordan 5 that we can see here. The release date info, pretty sparse. These are supposed to be coming out sometime in the fall, and in my opinion, these are way better than the last version of the Wings 5s that we got back in like 2018, I think. Do you remember that pair, which had that whole like scribble motif on it, like literal scribble? Kind of looked like your kids had found your shoes and let loose on them with a bunch of Sharpies. So these are a little bit cleaner in my opinion. Some people have been dogging on these because of the text that goes along the front there, but yeah, they're kind of giving me pass the torch Kawhi 1 energy. They have this metallic silver upper, which features in a kind of, what is this, like a textile type shiny silver material, got more silver accents, very much a RoboCop type sneaker. The text on the front reads, "In this family, no one flies alone." So yeah, great message, very cool. Haven't seen any price point information, but yeah, it's a pretty clean pair of Air Jordan 5s. Also hearing that the Nike Air Foamposite Pro Black is returning next year as well. The original, 1997, you can see here up top, got the clear bottoms. This release in 2000, differed a little bit because it had the black bottom. And so, yeah, I think what we're expecting is a retro of the originals next year, but I could be wrong about that. That is just pure speculation. Definitely one for the OG foam heads out there. I think it's pretty safe to say the foam agenda hasn't really popped off as people might have expected. Maybe Nike were envisaging the whole Y2K trend potentially involving some of these, mid to late 90s popular basketball sneakers, but I think the price point is pretty scary for a lot of people, so they haven't really popped off like that. But you guys might have seen this shoe pop up over the past few days. My boy Dennis, Sneaker Den, was gifted these. This is a pair of Trunner samples, and these are dropping in the fall, coming out very soon. $115 apparently is the price point, and yeah, this has divided a little bit of opinion out there. It kind of looks like Jordan Brand are jumping on the dad shoe trend. These kind of look like some knockoff Dior's or something like that. Some people like me have been calling these the Miguel Giordanos, some Mexican joints. They almost look a little bit like, dare I say, the Travis Scott sort of cactus joints. There's no doubt about it, there is a bit of demand out there for these mesh runners at the moment. They do look like they would be comfortable from an aesthetic point of view. They're not like completely egregious. Had a really good look at the Kobe Bryant FC Barcelona Air Force One Protro, and yeah, the details look pretty nice on these. We recently had the release of the all white pair some of you guys might have come up on. This pair is a little bit more spectacular, dare I say. Huge Kobe logo on the back spine. Got the snake skin, got the mamba prints all over the upper, and then you've got the Barca branding on the tongue. Yeah, very, very good looking Kobe shoe. I have been talking in terms of the whole Kobe line getting a little bit rinsed and Nike milking it a little bit, but the truth is there is a huge amount of demand out there still for the Kobe sneakers, and so I can definitely see these ones being pretty popular. Air Max 95 momentum is not slowing down at all. Air Max 95 black border, aka the Emeralds, and this is an original colorway from 1996. Some of you guys might recognize this colorway from back in the day. This pair here looks clean, but I think given the current volume of Air Max 95s that we're getting, a lot of people, even Air Max 95 collectors, are sort of zeroing in a little bit more on the OGs and the collabs. These types of pairs will definitely be nostalgic to some people, but I think by and large these are going to end up sitting. Shohei Otani and New Balance have got a Minimus TRV2, so this is the bro's first collaborative edition of the New Balance training shoe alongside the recovery slides and his Otani ones. And just looking at these, man, these look like they would be great to train in. These look like they would be an awesome, just general gym banger, or just like a general, maybe even, dare I say, running shoe just for active stuff. I mean, obviously from a sneakerhead standpoint, okay, you're not really necessarily going to look to pair these with a dope fit to go out and try and impress people, but yeah, colorway's clean. They look like they would be good to train in, so from that perspective, yeah, I think it's a cool shoe. So let's go through Sneaker News' top 10 best sneakers of 2025 so far. This is a collaboration with Kicks Crew, and yeah, we'll start off with number 10, Vandy the Pink Asics Gel Nimbus 10.1, the banana splits. Yeah, look, I mean, I'm not going to hate on anybody for their opinions, man. I mean, for goodness sakes, but this opinion is trash. No, only joking. Yeah, these are cool, man. These weren't really ever on my radar, to be honest, but I can understand why people like them. It is a pretty cool shoe. At number 9, the Jordan 1 High Breads. Ooh-wee, they've got these quite far down the list. I would have had them higher, but I just love these because this is as close to an 85 as I would ever get. But yeah, what do you guys think about that? Should the breads have been higher or lower? I mean, they just about cracked the top 10. Ooh, number 8, bro, they've got the Kobe Air Force One Protro, the Frobies. This was the shoe that was inspired ostensibly by his injury that he sustained in his hand. Was this the hand injury one when he had to shoot left-handed, or was this the Achilles one? I can't remember, but yeah, I mean, it is a cool shoe to be fair, but ranking these ahead of the bread ones, the 85 joints, man, that's a little bit wild to me. Number 7, the New Balance Absorb Still Waters. From a fresh silhouette perspective, yeah, I can get on board with that. It's always good to have like brand new models featuring in the best sneakers of the year list. So yeah, I can understand where they're coming from with that. Number 6, the Rodeos. Yeah, this has been a sneaker that has featured on quite a few lists that I've seen out there. They are quite spectacular in person. I have seen these in person. Some of the lower sizes have sat around in certain places here in the UK, particularly in London. I saw these in Supreme a couple of weeks ago. Big sizes were gone. At number, what have we got here? Number 5, the Kobe 5 Protro Caitlin Clark. It's a fire colorway. Caitlin Clark is a baller. Yeah, I'm not mad at that. It's a clean shoe. Number 4, Jordan 5 Black Metallic Reimagined. Yep, good call. Beautiful shoe. One of the best reimagined so far. Number 3, Kobe 6 Protro All-Star 2.0. Yep, I can't argue with that. That Kobe, I mean, I didn't actually have these in my top 10, but I wanted to put them in the top 10, but then because I've been clearing my shoes in and out and doing some different things, like I just put them off to the side and kind of forgot that I had them. But yeah, that is a cool shoe for sure. Love the Kobe 6. Number 2, Air Max 95 OG Neons. Listen, from a nostalgic point of view, I totally get it. These have retroed about as many times as the breads have, so obviously whoever made this list has a bias towards the 95s, because I personally would have flipped this around. Personally, I would have had the breads there and then had these back up the list a little bit more in it. Number 1, the Nigel Sylvester, the Brick by Bricks. This is fast becoming the general consensus sneaker of the year so far. I know a lot of you guys out there won't agree with that consensus, but most of the lists that I'm seeing, and my own list as well, tends to have these featuring at number 1. So yeah, what do I think of the list? Yeah, I think that there's some dope sneakers in the list. I would have mixed up the order a little bit myself, but yeah, fair play to them. Right, so there's another colorway of the Air Max 1, what is it, the Premium Goods Air Max 1. So the collaboration is dropping on July the 18th. And remember, there's only like 718 pairs. We saw these last weekend, I think it was, when Clint 419 was given a pair to rock. And yeah, you can see some images here. These things do look nice. To be fair to them, they do look nice. And on feet. So this is the second Premium Goods Air Max 1. And so each version corresponds to one of the shop's 2 locations, one in Brooklyn and one in Houston. So yeah, the pair that we saw last week, I think that was the pair debuted by Clint 419, 718 pairs. Not seeing any numbers on these, but I like these even more, to be honest. These have a nice mismatch of different fabrics. You've got the exposed foam on the tongue there with what looks like perforated leather. Got the dust bag, bro, the socks. Yeah, I'll keep you guys updated if I get any more info on the release. But yeah, I'm feeling these look cool. Okay, so Edison Chen has teamed up with Adidas to make an espidrille, and he's got a whole Adidas Originals capsule dropping pretty soon actually. So if you're a fan of the clot stuff, bro, this thing is dropping pretty soon, 12th of July. Can't really get a good read on the shoes here. He's chatting through them. So if you did want to check out this video, jump onto Sneaker News where you can see him chatting a little bit about it. But yeah, I don't know, man. For me, clot hasn't really had a banger like that in some time. These are, yeah, they look nice. It's a pleasant shoe, but it's not something that I'm really moved to cop. So let's move on swiftly. So we've had some really clean retailer images of the Kobe 6 Total Orange. Beautiful shoe, love the Kobe 6. And it's coming out over WNBA All-Star Weekend, I think. That is the date that it coincides with. And this particular shoe celebrates the WNBA with its colorway. So yeah, these pictures have come via Goats, a little bit like the All-Star Kobe white ones. These are going to be incredibly hard to get. They look cool, man. Right, so if you didn't pick up the New Balance 2000 in the first blue colorway, there is another gray colorway dropping right around the corner, July the 10th. This is a little bit more in line with classic New Balance coloring and styling. I think this colorway looks nice. These are clean, should be pretty easy to cop, I would have thought as well. And speaking of new silhouettes, Nike, some people out there are saying they have cooked with the street ready Ava Rover. So at the heart of the shoe, it's a runner, but all anybody out there can say is that these look like a bit of a Yeezy. And bro, I guess you can kind of see that, to be fair. And in keeping with Nike at the moment, they're loving this black and bone color blocking. They've done it with the Jordan 40. We've got it here on the Ava Rover. I mean, the color blocking obviously works, but there's just something about I don't know, fear of God's tendency to use this type of color blocking that just makes any shoe that features in this colorway inextricably linked to Jerry and what he's got going on. So yeah, this is another new shoe from Nike. I'm seeing a lot of positive reactions out there to the model. They do look like they would be nice. They're going to be dropping on July the 25th for $145. Kind of got the ISPA vibes about them as well. So yeah, I'm not mad at them. Got some more Ronnie Fieg New Balances. This is the 204 L pack. I mean, bro, I've got heaps of L packs in the closet for sure. I've got a pink colorway. You can see I'm holding them here. Yeah, not really it to me. It's a nice looking model though. They do look like they'd be really light, really breathable, and really comfortable. 3 colorways, the pink, the white and the green, and then the orange. Right, so we've had a look at the Book 2, Devin Booker's signature sneaker. His first shoe was cool, man. It's very clean, very simple, very basic. Kind of had that retro, old school look about it with the updated modern tech. Can't be mad at him for going down that route. And we've had a look at the Book 2, and there's a shoe here that is taking inspiration from the Air Zoom Spiridon here. I mean, they kind of look like a Spiridon, just like flat out in this particular shoe, in this particular rendering right here. Here's a look back in 2023 when Sneaker News leaked the Book 1 alongside this orange pair, which they referred to as the Nike Craftsman. People are saying that this was maybe like the Book 2, or this is the inspiration for the Book 2 or whatever. But now, or in more recent times, a new version of a potential Nike Book 2 has surfaced, and the similarities between the first shoe and these are clear, with the upper standing out as the most noticeable difference. So yeah, if you look at these, I mean, these are the Book 2s, but if you squint, they could be the Book 1s. So in terms of design progression, not seeing a whole heap of evolution, some very small detailed differences, but yeah. Rightio, so to finish off today's episode, guys, let's just have a quick chat about some of the sneakers that are upcoming this week. So I guess the big release that most people are going to be checking for is going to be the Air Max 95 collaboration with Levi's. There's 3 different colorways. You've got the blue, you've got the black, and you've got the whites, and there are 2 release dates to consider. So July the 10th, the release is going down on the Levi's website and maybe some select retailers. This will be one of those types of raffle shoes. And then on July the 11th is going to be the Sneakers app release. Now, from what I've seen, at least here in the UK anyway, the Nike Sneakers app is loading up pairs of the black pair and the white pair, and then the blue pair is going to be the pair omitted from the Nike Sneakers app, indicating that that might just be the Levi's exclusive, potentially hinting that that's the rarest out of the 3. I don't know if that's the same for you guys over there in the US. You guys can update me if that's the case. Also, big release day on July the 12th, this time next week. You've got 3 big shoes, well, arguably 3 big shoes. You've got the Who Decides War Jordan Flight Courts. I only say that's a big shoe because the last shoe that came out was a little bit of a slept on sort of sellout. Like, at least here in the UK, those things really flew. Also got the Shattered Backboard Jordan 1 Highs, which, as you guys know, I have hot taked them to brick. I think they'll be an easy cop, which is great news. And then you've also got the launch of the Air Jordan 40 in the classic colorway. So, bro, definitely some big bangers to look out for this week. I'm gonna be checking for one of those Air Max 95 Levi's joints. I think that'll be a cool shoe just to have for the collection. The Who Decides War and the Coconut Milk, it is a nice shoe. Maybe have a crack at those. And then, bro, you got to try out the Jordan 40. Surely. Do like that colorway. I think they might sell out. I reckon they're going to try and limit those to build up a little bit of hype. And then, once they start rolling out the colorways, try and cash in on that hype from the initial release. So yeah, those are the big ones for this week. Thank you very much for watching the video. Appreciate you guys messing with the content. Do me a favor and like the video before you bounce. And also would mean a lot if you went over and gave my second channel a subscribe, trying to build up the momentum over there on my golf channel. So enjoy the rest of your day. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.